Qualifying for European football last season was a tremendous achievement for West Ham United that could only become greater by one of two ways. Either A, by going on and winning it this season, which we still may do, or B, qualifying for European football again. Doing it back-to-back seasons would be magnificent for West Ham United. It would be a ridiculous thing. It would be massive. Absolutely massive. And it's possible. Yesterday's win, I think, was our most important victory of the season so far. Now, that may change come Friday morning. I might be saying the same thing again. But for now, yesterday's victory was huge. It's difficult for me to try and express how important I felt that 3 points, that win over Aston Villa was. But I'm going to do my best in this video because there's a few different reasons. But the two main reasons is, first of all, it G's us up for this week. We've got two season-defining fixtures coming up. Sevilla at home on Thursday, Tottenham away on Sunday. Massive games that's going to determine how the rest of the season pans out. Either we're going out European football and we're going to take a step back in the race for European football again, or we're going to be in the quarterfinals of the Europa League and we're going to win a 6-pointer in that race for European football, or perhaps one of each. We don't know. There's four different possible outcomes anyway. We'll deal with that later on in the week, but what Villa does, it tees us up for that. It gets us in the right place, the perfect place going into it. But second of all, it keeps that top six alive. It keeps it alive. As I always say, back on track. It's never really been off track per se. We've not dropped that far down at that. But in my opinion, it just felt like we've not been playing. Well, funny enough, we weren't playing great, but winning games, and we started playing well and stopped winning games. We went into yesterday's games with 3 defeats on the bounce. I know people say, yeah, but one was in the Europa League and one was in the FA Cup, so it was only one league game. That would be statistically correct, but so is the fact that we've lost 3 games in a row going into yesterday's game. We've only scored 1 goal from open play in 5 games going into yesterday's game. So we weren't in the best of form, in my opinion. And we played a good team. Aston Villa are a good team. They'll go on and hopefully do us a favour between now and the end of the season. They've still got to play Tottenham and Wolves, the teams right around us in the Premier League. They're going to have a say on how the top 6 pans out. So I'll be rooting for Villa between now and the end of the season. But I actually thought Villa were almost like the perfect opponents for Thursday night. When they were doing their cheating, their time wasting, their, let's call it game management. I think that's the politest way of describing it. Game management, the dark arts of football, Italian football to some extent. We're going to see a hell of a lot of that on Thursday. I actually thought it was almost good training for our team ahead of Thursday night, because make no mistake about it, Sevilla coming to London with one thing in mind, one thing only: get into the quarterfinals. Doesn't matter how. So expect their goalkeeper to be taking ages. Expect them to take a while for throw-ins, going down and getting physio on if they need to. Expect everything. Expect them to slow the game down, kill our momentum, just like Aston Villa tried to as well. And I thought it was a good test for us, a good test of our composure, our character. Can you find a way of breaking this Aston Villa team down? Because you're going to have to do it in almost a short spell in the game. Because if you get going for 3-4 minutes, we're going to do something that just kills any momentum that you've got. And I thought during the game, I sat there, not necessarily a twinkle in my eye. I thought, well, this is actually a good little session for us ahead of Thursday night, a little taster of what's to come. And I thought we dealt with it fabulously. It's not really a word I use very often, is it? Fabulously. But we did. I thought we played really, really well. I was thoroughly impressed yesterday. Probably the happiest I've been this season with a 90-minute performance, because I had everything that we needed in there. To have the injuries as well. That is a test of character to some extent. Jared Bowen being out was a bit of a test to the players. They probably got over it by now as well, but losing a guy that's been scoring your goals and setting them up, it's going to deflate you a little bit. The manager, the players, if you're anyone that's watching this has played football, when you go play a game of football and the guy that's scoring your goals ain't playing, you think, we're going to struggle a little bit today. There's no reason that doesn't happen at Premier League level. But the injuries during the game, Villa, I just thought there was a lot of tests thrown at us in 90 minutes there, and we overcome them fabulously. Anyway, right, I've got the table here. Let's get the table back up so you can see what I am talking about as we go. So, disclaimer, what I've done, I've given Tottenham a 2-0 win. They play Brighton during the week. So before we play Spurs on Sunday, they do take on Brighton. I've given the Spurs a 2-0 win, simply because, well, I think they'll win. But also, I think it's best to have a look at the table as if Tottenham did win that game. Now, a little confession. when I was doing the videos yesterday, I didn't know Tottenham only had. I didn't realise Spurs had 2 games in hand. I thought they only had the one. So I thought when we went in to the game on Sunday, we'd have played the same amount of games. So even if they won during the week, would be equal points going in. And I thought, oh, happy days. So it's not as rosy as I thought, but it's not bad looking at it, isn't it? I think we can all agree Arsenal are going to finish 4th. I should have probably cropped them out. So it becomes a 4-team race for 2 places. Because as it stands, 4th in the Premier League gets Champions League. That's 1. 4th in the Premier League gets Champions League. 5th gets Europa League. 6th gets nothing. No, Europa Conference League. 6th gets Europa Conference League. 7th gets nothing. 8th will always get nothing. So 8th will always get nothing. 7th may get Europa Conference League eventually. It depends on the winners of the FA Cup. But as it stands, 5th is Europa League. 6th is Europa Conference League. Got there in the end. So 7th is nothing at the minute. So it's tight. It is tight. Looking at that table, it's difficult to call who's going to finish 5th and 6th, isn't it? Man United are a bit of a mess. They have been all season, but they're still there. Tottenham, they're literally winning, losing. I think their last 6 games or something, they've got 3 wins and 3 losses, and they alternate as well. So unfortunately, they lost at the weekend, which means they're due win. Oh, that's right. They're due win midweek, and then a defeat at the weekend to keep that alternating form going up. We'll take that, won't we? Anyway, Wolves, they're not. They've lost a couple of games recently. Games I thought they'd do okay in, and as you know, and but they've won a couple since then as well. So they're sort of back in the hunt for the top 6. So it's all to play for. But that is why yesterday was massively important. Because if the worst thing does happen on Thursday and we do go out, and like I said, let's face it, while we're all optimistic and hopeful, and trust me, I am, I can't wait to do the preview with Gonzo. If we do go out, because probability is Sevilla will go through. They are the better team. They've got the most experience. They are favourites to go through prior to leading 1-0 going into this leg. So the likelihood is, in terms of probability, that Sevilla goes through. Fine. We now need to make sure the Premier League is still alive and kicking, that we are still playing for European football next season. Yesterday's win was crucial for that. We got the win. And I actually think the Spurs fixture is probably perfect for us if we do go out, because we do raise our game for that fixture. I'm not going to hide behind it. I know there's this sort of popular thing in the last few years just for us to say to Tottenham fans, it's your cup final, for them to almost look down at West Ham saying, oh, this is your cup final. It's just a big game to both teams. I don't understand why we shy away from rivalries in football. I think it's healthy. I think it's a good thing to have in football. And then you add in the importance it is to both teams in terms of their league positions. So it's a 6-pointer on Sunday. It's a massive game. So regardless of how Sunday goes, we're going to get up for that game. And yet, like I said, yesterday was match day 1 of 3. Of 3 season-defining, huge games for us. We overcome it, and it was a big test. Like I said, because of the way Villa played, because of the injuries sustained prior to the game, during the game. You know, Andre Yarmolenko's interview after the game. How can you not watch that and not be moved? You just have to be. But what was almost impressive in that, he said in it, he's not 100%. You know, he said, I'm not really 100% up for this, but I went out there because I had a job to do. I wanted to give everything for the fans, the teammates and stuff, and he did. He played well. You know, his goal gets better every time I watch it. You know, his first touch, I actually thought it was, pardon me, not the greatest first touch in the world. Actually, watching it back, is a really good first touch. The finish is just superb, though, isn't it? But it's a better goal. The more I watch it, the goal gets even better. But yesterday's win was absolutely fantastic going forward into this one. And I'm buzzing. It's given me a real spring in my step, actually, that victory yesterday. And my belief, I've always had belief and optimism on Thursday, but it's gone up tenfold. It's just now a case of the injuries to Antonio and Creswell and Jared Bowen. And as it stands this morning, the club are hopeful with Aaron Creswell, Mikel Antonio and Nikola Vlasic. He was missing yesterday with a knock. So I think the club are hopeful that them 3 will be back for Thursday night against Sevilla. But I think there's some big concerns over Jared Bowen's fitness for the game on Thursday night, which would be a massive blow. Let's be honest with you, it would be a huge loss, because when he got injured at Anfield I think the reaction from the fan base was, okay, not ideal. We're going to miss him from Sevilla and we're going to miss him for Villa. Not ideal. We'd rather have him available. But we'll get on with it. He'll be back for the home leg. As long as he's back for the home leg, we'll be alright. Looks like it's going to be touch and go at best for Jared Bowen returning on Thursday night, which is not great, but I'm not going to lie, it's probably not going to alter my score prediction. I'm recording the preview tonight with Gonzo actually, and that'll go up tomorrow night. So anyway, if you enjoyed this video, drop a like on it. I just fancied having a chit chat because I'm a really happy hammer today because of yesterday, and I just can't stress how important I think the win was, because we don't have one European dream. Last season we had one European dream. That was to qualify for European football. That was a dream, wasn't it? You know, we were thinking, can we do this? This season, as it stands, with 9 games to go in the Premier League calendar for West Ham United, we've got 2 European dreams alive and kicking. 2. Thursday night, and then the race for the top 6 in the Premier League. It's an unbelievable achievement. I think sometimes I am guilty of underrating how good we are, or how good Moyes has got this team playing, or the character. I keep using the word character. I sound like Brendan Rodgers today. But I think yesterday was a real test of it. Of that character, of that team spirit. And we overcome it. Which is good. Because I think we're going to need it on Thursday. And I think that sort of gives us like a... not an advantage over Sevilla per se, but it's certainly not a bad thing to have, is it? 2 European dreams are alive. What a good time to be alive. Anyway, I'm going to disappear. Tomorrow night we've got the Sevilla preview. If you've enjoyed this video though, drop a like on it, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Myself and Gonzo, we'll catch you tomorrow.